at the Shore Haven Country Club as they're finishing up their round. Some went off late. Some went off right before 3 o'clock. So we expect them to come back right near the end of the show. We'll try to pop some people on for you and get their perspective. A little bit warmer today than it was yesterday. Very breezy today, but it is a humid day. And, like the Travelers, these amateurs and pros have to wear long pants, and it just seems restrictive.
You hate that.
I hate it. I hate it. Listen, I played in it in baseball, and you're going to sweat your guts off for 3 hours. For these guys, they're playing 4 or 5 hours, and you're walking, you're in it, you get sweaty, you get uncomfortable, and you can't think about that. You got to think about making your next shot, setting up your next shot to get your shot and get to the green and put one in the hole. So that the one thing that fascinates me is about the temperament of most golfers. They're very patient. They have to wait for the people in front of them to play. I'd go bananas. Waiting to take my turn because I don't like to stand over the ball when I'm golfing, and I'm golfing in a golf cart. I don't know how these guys, they walk up to their ball and stand there and have to contemplate their next shot.
Thinking is not your best.
Thinking's not my game.
The less you can think,
yes,
the better. Now, we were talking some home runs, too, during the break here. We were talking about how some of these guys, man, you just can't pitch to. Judge,
I don't know how you're still pitching to Aaron Judge.
Send him. Just give him the old finger. Send him.
Yeah.
Save some 4 pitches, move on to the next. Judge was on fire last night, 2 home runs. He's now at 39 home runs. The Mets, a monster game with them. Peter Alonso had a moon shot that went to the upper deck. Red Sox, they're still scoring runs against the Mariners.
Oh, wait, they just scored another one.
They are kicking some butt offensively, which is kind of unexpected, and especially this late in the season. The Red Sox are doing fine. The Mets are doing fine. I think the Yankees are fine, even though everybody's hit the panic button on them, even though they got a better record probably than both those two teams, right?
And the Yankees pounded Zach Wheeler. People are not
Zach
talking
Wheeler,
about that.
right.
The best
Zach
pitcher
Wheeler.
for the Phillies, Zach Wheeler. I'm watching this guy, and he just was throwing some meatballs to these guys. They were all over him. I'm telling you, the confidence builder of taking out the Red Sox over the weekend. This might put them back into where they were the first 2 months of the season. Right now, just doesn't seem. Gil looked great. Rodon looked great. Those guys right before the All-Star break, they needed the All-Star break. So both of those guys kicked some serious butt in their first start since the break.
So some of the things that have just happened really in the last hour since we've been here. Alex Cobb to the Guardians, beefing up their starting pitching.
Alex is a hell of a pitcher. That's a good get.
Another one. He's coming from the Giants, but was with the Rays. So another one that the Rays had given up. The Rays are not shy.
Remember, Alex Cobb got hit in the head with a line drive.
Right.
Took him like 2 years to get right.
Right.
Got right, and the Rays got rid of him. But again, it's a lot of their moves are money related. He was about to come into a big contract, and the Giants said, "Okay, we'll take him."
And now the Giants are in dump mode, as they may be dumping more
payroll.
than Alex Cobb.
Trying to dump Blake Snell. They're
Right.
trying to dump payroll, get you to take the payroll, get some prospects, and maybe some cash in return.
And I like it for the Guardians because I do think the Guardians are a true contender. Offensively, they've got some hammers, man. The Naylor brothers and J. Ram, they are some hammers to contend with in the postseason. Yankee fans, look out. I think we're destined for a 5-game series between the New York Yankees and the Cleveland Guardians, depending on, how it all falls out.
It's going to come down to pitching. I mean,
it's going to come down to pitching.
BB or Bibby? The kid who threw last night for them is spelled Bibbee.
I think it's BB.
9-4 with a 3.4 ERA. Nobody talks about these kind of kids.
Very important.
Very important. He's consistent. He goes out and gives you 6 strong innings, and the Guardians' bullpen is lights out. So that's another thing we don't talk a lot about. So when you're talking about Baltimore or the Guardians or some of these other teams, look for them to not just get starters, but to also add to the bullpen and try to get another closer.
I'm always happy for guys that get off these fake MLB teams, and they're actually on farm teams. They just don't realize. We already talked about Jorge Soler getting out of the Marlins and going back to the Braves. He will be much happier there playing for a contender. Josh Bell, Pittsburgh Pirate, moving on to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Great for both parties. I really don't know what the Pirates got in return. They probably got something, but I think for Christian Walker to have that oblique injury here recently with the Arizona Diamondbacks, easy plug and play for the D-backs to get back to the playoffs and do some damage with that first baseman.
So Kyle Finnegan, 24 saves by the All-Star break this year for the Nationals. They were talking about, he's one of the top relievers that's supposed to get traded. Pitched last night against Arizona in a third of an inning. That's 1 out, 5 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 home runs. So they pretty much put the jinx on Kyle Finnegan, closer for the Washington Nationals. And I hate that, man, because they're like, hey, you're going to get traded. It's like the kid Miller. With the
Oakland
A's, they
yeah.
start talking about you like that, and your head gets a little bit swelled. But not only that, the other team's like, oh, yeah, we'll show you how good you are as closer. And the Diamondbacks put it on them, came back, won the game 9-8.
Unreal. So Ashby was showing me that Brett Phillips might get picked up by the Yankees right now. He already is picked up by the Yankees. Signed as a pitcher, Dibs. We know.
Well,
this.
he was an everyday player years ago, and he came back throwing 95 miles an hour.
And we know these success stories. Like, this is not unique to Major League Baseball. Your friend Trevor Hoffman, this is his story.
He was a shortstop in the minor leagues with us, couldn't hit a lot, and still could throw a lot.
And now a Hall of Famer.
Troy Percival, many other guys. Troy Percival was a catcher, came up. I played against him in Puerto Rico when he was trying to become a pitcher. A lot of these guys, listen, John Schuerholz, the Hall of Fame president of the Braves, told me this years ago. He said before the Braves ever gave up on somebody, they'd put him on the mound. Because the last thing you're going to do is let a pitcher get away just because somebody's not hitting in the minor leagues. And so many of these guys get their careers turned around by this guy can actually throw. Let's put this guy in some minor league games. They build up the mentality and the endurance, and they have nice careers ahead of them.
Still charting some stuff. There's a lot of pitcher action. Marlins are still talking pitchers. New York Mets are still trying to finalize some deals to acquire Paul Blackburn from the Oakland A's. That would be big for them as far as their pitching staff goes. Paul DeJong is going to be going to the Royals. So that trade just happened. Again, 6 o'clock will be the deadline. As you always tell me, paperwork could be in. You might just not know about it. It doesn't hit the press. So things could be happening post 6 o'clock tonight.
Royals are acquiring pitching, man. Royals.
It's good to see they're a contender.
Oh, yeah.
It's good to see they're in the division to do it. I mean, you got the Twins that are on top of you, and other than that, like, you're not afraid of the White Sox. You're not afraid of the Tigers. The Guardians are going to be the tough team to get out. And the Royals with this 16 playoff, you got to think that the Yankees and the Orioles are going to take 2. And you're hoping that the West is just going to get 1. So there's a possibility for the Central to get 2 teams in here.
Diamondbacks get Josh Bell. Christian Walker was removed from the game with oblique tightness. He's having a great year, and he gets hurt, but you get a good bat in Josh Bell. He's a switch hitter. I like Josh Bell. He wasn't doing anything on the Marlins other than doing great stuff for them in a losing effort. So great pickup, first baseman Josh Bell going to the D-backs.
Sad to see the Cubs and the Reds are sellers, man. I thought we were having a good year. But
not the Reds.
In the cellar.
Reds are close to the playoffs, but with what they have,
but just
how long can you survive? Listen, I think the Dodgers are still the team to beat. The Braves are on kind of a downswing. Phillies are another team to beat in the National League. They're a little bit down in the dumps right now. So you look at these teams; they need a shot in the arm. You need someone to be, brought in. You need to buy somebody, bring them in, a new little shiny toy, and then everybody thinks everything's good again, and you get the confidence back.
It's just the Central so bad. NL Central, like the Brewers, they're a fine team or whatever, but I don't see them making any kind of blockbuster moves thinking that they're going to win it. Cardinals and Pirates are actually above water and above 500. They ain't doing anything. They're showing you they're sellers still. And then our teams, the Cubs and the Reds, they're so below it. They're so done.
Even the Pirates.
But just the thing is just the process that we know. Like, you know how they've been trying to build this team through the draft. They've been trying to build this team through the pipeline. And days like today just feel like it was all for naught. And we're going to scrap it and start over next year and hope that things are different. But I don't know. You Red Sox fans, I'm mad at you. You guys thought this season was a waste, not even paying attention in April. Here I am all gung-ho, talking my Cubs stuff, running around the studio, getting my shirt on, telling you that I'm going to go to the World Series. Now look at me.
I wanted to bring up, Frankie Montas was traded. He was at 4-8, 93 innings pitched, and a 5 ERA, and a change of venue would be really good for this guy. Lucas Sims, 35 innings, a 3.5 ERA. But here's the big thing: a lot of walks, 20 walks in 35 innings, 40 strikeouts. So when you're coming into the bullpen,
For Montas?
yeah, no, this is Sims.
Oh,
I'm talking
Sims,
Lucas
okay,
Sims to
Sims.
the Red Sox.
Oh, great.
You coming in, dude?
Yeah.
They need to teach you to throw strikes.
Misery
Get it over
loves
the plate.
company.
You may throw hard, throw it over the plate.
Yeah,
man.
hang out with me once
Nobody
again,
cares
Kurt.
how hard you throw ball for. Right?
101 though.
Oh my God, it was 101. That guy struck out, but at least his bat speed was 118.
So we have a change in plans. All of our guys are still on the course. Austin Perkins, we were scheduled to interview the 16-year-old phenom. He is like on the front nine, just finishing up front nine. He's going to go to his back nine. Brett Stegmeyer, 2024 champ, out there playing with Austin. But think
Is
about that.
Austin Perkins ready for our interview?
Think about that.
That's the thing. Do we want to put that on that kid?
No, he's not. He's not going to be here. We had to change the plans,
Yeah.
so he's not ready. We do have Connor Good from the Yukon Golf team. Now, he is
nice.
a junior from Yukon Golf. Got so many questions to ask him about 2024 college golf and in Yukon in particular. So he will be able to join us. We'll see where Connor's doing. Looks like he's going to make the cut, so he should be a happy interview today compared to anything that, we got a guy out here plus 12.
We do.
He's
We
out.
do.
He's out of here, man. He doesn't want to talk to anybody, let alone us.
Listen, there's a lot of guys that we'd like to talk right now for the tournament. One of the guys
Give
that
it
they
to
talk about, Andrew Svoboda, he is at -1.
You got a
right
cut line
now,
for me?
I'm gonna get you the cut line. The cut line is +2.
Ooh, it's all
Projected
right.
is +2.
That's half Connor if it's so windy out there, if that's going to be the change here.
Let me see where some of our guys
+2.
are.
Nice.
Like you were saying, where's this kid? Austin Perkins right now is even for the day. He's still at -3.
Well, let's take a break. Let's get Connor over here,
Okay.
and then we'll talk to him and see how the course is
Let's
doing.
talk to Mr. Good next on the Rob Dibble Show with Ben Darnell, live from the Connecticut Open at Shorehaven Country Club. We'll be right back.